You worked harder this year than last year. You deliver more. You carried more. And somehow, the number in your bank account barely moved. Most people call that luck. Most people call it timing. But what if it is something colder than that? What if your income is not drifting, but being managed? What if the system was never designed to turn loyalty into wealth? Tonight, we open the ledger. Let me tell you something that most financial advisors, career coaches, and motivational speakers will never say out loud. The advice they give you, work hard, be loyal, wait your turn, sounds noble, but too often it is designed to make you manageable. A person who believes that patience and loyalty will automatically be rewarded is a person who delays difficult decisions, wait longer than they should, and often negotiates from weaknesses. And that person is the most valuable kind of employee a company can have. Not because they perform the best, because they cost the least while asking for the least. The system doesn't hate you, it just found a way to make you working against yourself. And it does it through the mechanisms most people never see coming. Mechanism 1, the loyalty tax. Here is the fact that should make you uncomfortable. In many industries, people who stay too long at one company often fall behind market pay compared with those who move strategically than those who move between companies regularly. Not always, but often enough that the pattern matters. Why? Annual raises often hover in the low single digits. On a paper, it looks like a progress. In practice, it often barely keeps pace with inflation, which means what feels like movement can quietly become stagnation. Meanwhile, a new hire negotiates a market rate, a fresh number uncapped by history, unaffected by what you were earning last year. Companies know this. HR departments know this, and almost nobody explains it clearly. Instead, they tell you about loyalty, about culture, about belonging, about being a part of a family. Families, as it is turned out, can be significantly cheaper than market rates. The loyal tax is real, and every year you pay it. The gap between what you earn and what you are worth grows wider. The most expensive thing you can do in your career is stay somewhere too long out of gratitude. Mechanism number 2, the comfort anchor. There is a psychological phenomenon that economists call loss aversion. In simple terms, the pain of losing something feels twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same thing. Companies use this against you every single day. The health insurance you will lose if you left, the pension that vests in 3 more years, the familiar colleagues, the known routine, the predictable Friday. These are presented as benefits, but in the ledger, they often behave like anchors. They make the cost of living feel higher than the cost of staying. And here is the dark entry. The comfort anchor works best on the most responsible people, the ones with the mortgage, the ones with the families, the ones who cannot afford to improvise with their income, which means the system often extracts the most from exactly the people who feel the least able to move. Ask yourself honestly, how many of your financial decisions in the last 5 years were made from ambition, and how many were made from fear? Because the system is not natural. It rewards fear. When your fear keeps you in place, more responsibilities move to lose a deeper anchor until living feels impossible and staying feel like the only rational choice. This is security. This is a cage built from your own risk tolerance. Mechanism number 3, the income ceiling. There is a number somewhere in the spreadsheet that you have never seen. It is called your salary band. Every role in every organization has a minimum and maximum, a floor and a ceiling. And here is what they don't tell you. When you take the job, no matter how well you perform, no matter how many years you give, no matter how valuable you became, you cannot earn above the ceiling. of your current band without changing your title, which means the entire performance review system, the targets, the rating, the feedback sessions is operating within predetermined range that was decided before you arrived. You are not being evaluated to determine what you're worth. You are being evaluated to determine where you sit within a range that was already set. This is why exceptional performance often yields the same rewards as the average performance. Not because the company doesn't see the difference, because the band doesn't have room for it. The ceiling is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of how much the organization budgeted for someone with your job title. And the only way through a ceiling is to stop operating under it. So what do you do with this? You don't quit impulsively. You don't burn bridges. You don't make emotional decisions. If the system has rules, then survival has rules too. You build what I call the parallel ledger. Know your market value, not what your company pays you. Go to job boards, apply for roles you may not take, interview, get offers, know the number, because you cannot negotiate what you cannot measure. Build leverage before you need it. A skill that makes you portable is worth more than title that makes you comfortable. Learn what moves with you, not what stays behind when you walk out the door. Create an income outside the band, consulting, freelancer, a digital product, something that earns while you sleep, not because you need to leave your job, but because an employee with outside income negotiates from completely different position than one who depends entirely on a single salary. Desperation is the most expensive negotiating position you can sit in. Remove it. Move or negotiate on schedule. Every 18 to 24 months, reassess, negotiate or move, not out of disloyalty, out of self-respect. The market rewards movement. The ledger rewards those who understand their own value and act on it before someone else decides it for them. I want to be precise about what this is not. This is not an argument against hard work. This is not a case of disloyalty. This is not permission to be reckless. This is a case for clarity. The system is not malicious. It is simplified, optimized for the organization interest, not yours. And once you see that clearly, without anger, without bitterness, you stop waiting to be rescued by it. You stop waiting for the rise that reflects your worth. You stop waiting for the promotion that finally arrives. You stop waiting for the system to reward you the way it promised. And you start building the parallel ledger quietly, strategically, without asking permission. Because every business decision leaves a record. The only question is, who is writing yours? If you don't write it, someone else already is. This was Dark Ledger.